Sorry, guys. No jumping into Keuka Lake today. Yeah, I'm kind of bummed about that. If it's any consolation, that is most definitely my low. But my high is everything else that went on yesterday. Had something very important to do, for starters, but after that, I immediately went to hang with my dad for a while. That was important. You can't really tell because I'm wearing a pitch black shirt, but once again, I'm going to be volunteering at the Joe Blide Jr. Memorial Golf Tournament, and obviously this is the shirt I'm wearing, and that's why not only am I up really early, but that's why it's still pitch black out. Well, not pitch black, it's really dark out. Hence why I'm going to be, I need to be at, Mark Twain Golf Course at, 7:30 this morning. So, I need to be up early. Full stop. After I did my live vlog, which ended at, just after midnight, I, immediately went to bed. And I set my alarm for 5, but I didn't want to get up yet. So, my point is, if I wind up being late this morning, it's definitely going to be my fault. Actually, let me move this a little bit. There we go. That's a bit better. So, actually, there we go. Actually, I do kind of like this setting. I like the sun is starting to rise. My silhouette is everywhere. You can barely see my mouth move. This is nice. Actually, can I? Okay. I want to see how I look like without my sunglasses on. But yeah, after actually, bro, I gotta use my. Actually, you know what? My act of kindness is I helped my dad. That was my act of kindness. Actually, my high is that there's actually a lot more to my high, but I'll be explaining that from this moment on. I'll be explaining what my high was. So I would say hello to my dad after I did something very important yesterday, which is fun and it's great. I'm glad I got to do that. But I hung out with my folks for a little while after being with my dad. Actually, basically I was with my parents for the vast majority of yesterday morning and afternoon. Actually I was in the vast majority, but basically the point is I got to be with my folks. And after the week I've just had, and considering what they've been for me throughout this whole week, I needed it. I needed to be with them. I mean, unfortunately, because I went to the volunteer meeting for the golf tournament yesterday. I went to the volunteer meeting yesterday for the golf tournament today. That's what I did. It took place in Elmira at the old Joy Crest skating rink, which is now considered Jams. Shout out to Jams. Went to that meeting, but first I had to go to church, and the meeting. This is why I because a year ago when they had this meeting, it was at Wrecked Brewing Company at 2 o'clock in the afternoon or something like that. I could realistically go visit my parents, go to Wrecked Brewing Company, and then go to church immediately afterwards. But this wasn't bad either. I actually went to church at 4 at St. Mary's Southside, Elmira, and then I went to the meeting. I mean, the meeting was pretty, well, I say short, I guess you could say it was short. I mean, it started, I got there, right around just after 5, and I got at 5:50. So, I guess it was kind of a short meeting, I suppose. But, I got to see some people I haven't seen in a while. I'm going to be with them today as well, so that's going to be awesome. Can't wait for that. And, I mean, listen, it's for a good cause. Joe Blide Jr. was a great man. Unfortunately, I never really got to meet him, but I do know his family. And his family's been, I've said this before, but that family is one of the big, if not the main reason why like the last going on 2 years and 1 month had been the best of my life. Even considering the week I just had, like, I would still say, like, they still have, like, helped with that. And believe me, I needed that more than you know. So, I go to the meeting, get the information, and from that moment on, I kind of had a choice. Because, yeah, I did want to get back up here, considering that last week my time up here was tragically cut short. But I also knew that, considering the week I had, I needed to do something fun. And luckily, Claudia Hoyser was playing at Relative Risk Brewing Company in Penn, quote unquote. I use quotes because, like Fox Run Vineyards, while Relative Risk is a Penn location, it is overlooking Seneca Lake. So I literally drove about an hour from Jams in Elmira all the way to Relative Risk, which, you know, it's funny because I've driven this route enough times to get a general idea of, if I'm going from, say, Elmira or Horseheads to Keuka Lake and not taking the route I would normally take to get to here, basically I would be going to Penn. If I want a direct route to Penn, you know, the route I would be taking is, I basically go through Odessa or Montour Falls, Watkins Glen, and drive, you know, a ways up Seneca Lake, and there's a specific road you take. You make a left there, and it should pretty much take you to Penn. In fact, I've taken that road from, you know, Keuka to Seneca several times this summer. For the most part, I think I have a genuine idea where I know where it is. I mean, for now, I'm still going to continue to use MapQuest or Google Maps because, you know, what if I forget over time? But for the most part, like, if I see one area, I know my way from there. Here's the thing. Because I've driven from, you know, and then I drove from, you know, actually, after I went to Rec Brewing Company's 1-year anniversary party, I drove from there to Penn. And because I was so busy getting to Penn, I didn't really pay attention to this. And I'll explain what this is in a minute. Actually, I'm going to explain it right now. Relative Risk, since it's overlooking Seneca Lake, you know, it's a ways up Seneca Lake. I completely forgot how long of a lake Seneca Lake is. I mean, I know that Seneca Lake, in terms of both length and width, is the largest of the Finger Lakes. But my goodness, like, after I got to Watkins, okay, all right, I just gotta drive up this road, Seneca Lake. I'll be there in no time. Remember how I said I drove over an hour to get from Jams to Relative Risk? Half of that ride was just getting to Seneca Lake. The other half was driving along the side of Seneca Lake. I mean, I knew I would probably wind up passing the road. Let's say theoretically I would have to get to Penn from where I was. Like, I knew I would have to drive by that road, and I would probably have to pass by Fox Run Vineyards as well, which wound up happening. But by the time I got to Fox Run, it was a good, like, almost 5 miles. 5 more miles. On top of the already, like, 20 I just drove. That's crazy. That's how long Seneca Lake is. But, for better or for worse, I got there. And I got to see Claudia Hoyser again. unfortunately, here's the thing. I didn't know she was going to be at relative risk until, like, pretty much yesterday. And my Claudia Hoyser shirt is up here, so I didn't have time to go get it, which stinks. But you know what? It's fine. You know what? I got to see her for the latter half of her concert. It was a lot of fun. It was actually the most unique crowd I've ever seen at a Claudia Hoyser concert, because I guess the closest approximation I can give it in terms of what you would probably see is like an outdoor concert where people are like in lawn chairs and laying on towels, getting comfortable, stuff like that, with like a stage up front, I suppose. I mean, I guess maybe like Tag's in Big Flats, I suppose. Even though Tag's stage is much bigger and I don't think they allow like towels. It's hard for me to describe, like, you know what? They just had the jazz festival in Horseheads yesterday. The Elmira Jazz Festival in Horseheads. But I'm pretty sure, like, I didn't go because obviously of everything else I was doing. But if I did go, I guarantee I'd probably be seeing like people laying on towels and bringing their own lawn chairs and, relaxing, stuff like that. I think that's probably what I'd see. And it was great. It was really nice. I'll tell you what, though, the best part of this whole show, hands down, was near the front, there was this one family of like 4 or 5 adorable little girls. And like they're all like doing cartwheels and dancing like right in front of Claudia. And Claudia Hoyser, being the awesome human being that she is she's like making them sing with her and stuff like that. And it was so cute. It was so adorable. Honestly, it's the sort of site where if you take a look at that and you don't smile, I don't want to be your friend. That's just the sort of thing that you see that makes you feel good. That's awesome. And, it was great seeing her. It was great seeing her fiancé, Brian Hurley. It's so cool that they're engaged. It's super cool that they're engaged. Although, I actually did run this by them because because here's the thing. I've told Claudia Hoyser that place she should totally perform at is Illegal Tap House in Elmira. I also did drop that she should perform at Patrick's as well. But let's be real here. If I'm choosing between the two, and considering how big of a crowd it would be if she performed at Patrick's and how crammed everything would be, yeah, she'd want to be at Illegal Tap House. No offense to Patrick's. Patrick's is cool. It's just, it would be far too crowded if, like, she performed there. Especially if you want to do Call It Out, if you want to do the Call It Out dance. But, Illegal Tap House, not only could she perform there, but they also do weddings as well. Like, she can quite literally, like, perform one night and get married there the next day. Which has never been done before at Illegal Tap House. She could be the very first to do it. I mean, I doubt it would happen. But it could. Never say never. There's always a possibility. Plus, I mean, listen. How often do we stress, support local, support local, support local? Here I am telling a very talented and relatively famous country music star, hey, listen, there's this place in Elmira, New York called the Illegal Tap House I think you should perform at. Like, you don't need to purchase and buy from local to support them. Like, tell other people about these places. Like, have them see for themselves. Like, even if they wind up not doing anything there, like, the fact, like, you said it, you mentioned it to them, That's huge. Like, just do that, you know? I mean, I'll be honest, there's plenty of places I go to hang out and I just drink water. But I'm out and about and I'm seeing people. So, that's totally supporting local. Having fun, having a nice time, and telling people about how great a place is. But anyway, hung out at the concert for a little bit. Oh, actually, I say the concert was over. It was a lot of fun. And then I head back up here. Yeah, unfortunately, my time up here really wasn't as long as I would have liked it to be. But you know what? It's a lot better than nothing. And you know what? You got a lake video out. And hey, you know what? I just realized. Throughout the duration of this video, the sun has been rising and it's getting brighter and brighter. Like, you could barely see my face before when the video started, and now for the most part, you can see my entire person. Although, full disclosure, I'm wearing shoes. So, yeah. Actually, you can get a better look at the shirt I'm wearing too. So, actually, if I can get closer for a second. This is the shirt. Little insignia right here. Actually, what does it say here? All right, that's one of those. And here are the sponsors. I really have no idea if you can see any of them. Hold on. Yeah, that's there. I just supported local even further because now you guys saw a bunch of the places that are sponsoring this tournament. I'm excited to go. I should probably get going though because I imagine it's just after 6 a.m. right now and I need to leave in about a half an hour. So I think I'll end the video here, but not before I do one of these. I hope you all like this video. If you like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on social media. As always, I am very humble in this video for all of you guys watching. Enjoy everything. If you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Sunday. Oh, happy Sunday, folks. And remember, if you guys want to talk to me, we're here to lend us back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby. Oh, and by the way, the best news I heard ever, because I know Claudia Hoyser is going to be performing at Fox Run Vineyards on September 6th. The night before, she's going to be at Laurentide Beer Company. I'm going to see her twice in 2 days. Yeah! Let's go!